Okay, I hope you guys are ready for your Flip It lesson here. I'm Mr. Skelton, and what we're going to talk about today is the idea of how to figure out percents. So the first thing that we're going to quickly talk about is percent means per 100. Now, there's an easy way to remember this. So if we were to write 100 on the board, and this is actually a trick that Mrs. Leverson showed me, is 100. So what Miss Leverson showed me is that 100 is actually hidden in the percent symbol. So what you would do is you'd put the 1 on its side, or not on its side, but on its diagonal, and you put both zeros a little smaller on each side. So that's just one quick way to always know that percent means per 100. Now the other part about percent meaning per 100 is anything, any mark, which is what we're going to talk about today, we want to figure out what it would be if it was out of 100. So for example, we're going to say that I gave you a math PCL and you got 40 out of 50. Now, how are we going to be able to get that to per 100? Well, we were able to make it rather simple for this one. So what I'm going to show you a quick way is I would multiply by 1 in disguise, which means 2 over 2. And the reason I do that is because 40 multiplied by 2 will equal 80. And 50 multiplied by 2 is 100. So that way we know that it is 80 over 100 or 80%. So 80 per 100. But what if it was a little bit tougher? So what if it was tougher, like let's say you got 23 and a half, 23.5 or 23 and 5/10 out of 30? Because oftentimes when you guys are writing PCLs or tests or whatever you're doing, you see that they're not always out of 100. So to get your percent, what you want to do is actually divide, because 30 is a number where we can't just get to 100 nice and easy like 50. So what we're going to always do is we're going to divide the top, 23.5, divided by the bottom. So when we do that, what it comes out to is 0.783 repeating. Now, that gives us a decimal, and decimals we can always bring to per cents or per 100. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that decimal and we're going to multiply it by 100. So whenever you have a decimal, you can always end up multiplying it by 100 to get it per 100. And when you multiply that, we remember the trick where you can just move the decimal over 2 places because we're multiplying by 100, and your answer becomes 78.3 repeating percent. Now, generally what we would do is we would round there and it would just be 78.3% or 78%. But just to give you guys a quick understanding of how we can solve to find out percents when we're using numbers that are linked to 100, like 50 is, where it's a factor of 100, and as well when you have a number like 30, when your denominator is 30, which is not a factor of 100. So I hope that this Flip It lesson has helped, and we'll talk to you again soon.